Congratulations, Rachana. It was so wonderful, meticulously organized. It was so very systematically conducted.
Even then, I would say that there is scope. And for that, you will have to follow three principles that I have followed in life. One is cost cutting. Whatever you do, whether it's making a dosa for the children or whether it is running a factory, making paper and Mysore paper mills, cost has to be the least. If you're making for 100 rupees something which can be made for 90, you're a failure. You shouldn't be there. You should quit and go home.
Magnet 2014, the World Convention of Mangalorean businessmen and entrepreneurs, went very well.
The other thing which I talk about is Joseph Schumpeter. I don't know whether you have read this guy. Very few people read him nowadays. He was an economist, a very famous professor who talked about creative destruction. It's a contradiction in terms, an oxymoron for the professors of English. It's called creative destruction. It's what happens in a plant. As the plant goes up, you find the lower leaves getting destroyed. As you grow up, your worn out cells get destroyed. And therefore every enterprise must destroy consciously parts of itself as it grows into a more vibrant, virile organization. Remember these two things. If you remember, you will be the best possible entrepreneurs in whatever field it may be. Cost reduction and creative destruction. Otherwise, I have only a simple hierarchy of options for every student in India today. Either he finishes his school and goes off to the IIT. You don't make it, go into BSc, BA, go to the IAS. You don't make it, get a law degree, practice, you do well, stick on. You don't do well, become a judge. And if you can't succeed in any of these, wear a khadi kurta and a pajama and run this country. All the best.
Lots of options, lots of options.
The event was organized at TMFI Convention Center on the 6th of April 2014.
Fellow entrepreneurs, I have a point to make. What we have done so far is discovery. We are now on the road to invention. Inventing 100 entrepreneurs. Fortunately for us, 2 of them are already into business. It's going to be a Herculean task.
This is a most wanted initiative, and it comes from one of the most reputed organizations in Mangalore, Rachana, Catholic Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Magnet, and people, those of you who are conversant with the theory of magnetism would know that it attracts unlike poles and repels like poles. Our effort would be first to make sure these unlike poles, who the boys and girls are, who would have a mindset to go and get employed, to change it and make sure that they evince interest in becoming masters of their own destiny. With a view to doing that, Rachana has a program to have awareness camps. Pick them up. I picked up something from Albert the other day when I was talking to him in Bombay, sitting and talking to him. We have ideas. We are here in a convention, and at the end of the day, I come here with or without an idea, but I go back with probably 2 or 4 or 5 or 6. I come with one, talk to my friend, and he has one. Both of us go with 2 ideas. So therefore, this journey of empowering youth has to continue, and with a view to doing that, we need the help of all of us. We have been entrepreneurs. We have had our own story to unfold, where we have had the roadblocks and all kinds of insurmountable difficulties, but we have weathered the storm, and we can say that we are successful entrepreneurs. In the vernacular Kannada, there is a saying, Kereya neeranu kerege chelli, which in turn means you are drawing water from maybe any source, a well, a river, or a rivulet. You have an obligation to give it back. That is why we have water harvesting schemes, and we have an obligation to make sure that we give back. A time has come to give back. My esteemed friend C.J. Matthew made a very relevant point to my mind, and he said, and I agree with him, and I had said this before, that if it was a decade ago, if we were to think of it, probably the thought process itself could not have fructified. It was not possible at all. Time is right. The generation next, there could not have been a better time to have been born than now. The opportunities galore. It's for them to seize of the situation and the opportunities that will be thrown open to them and that would come their way and grab them. Now we must have the conviction that we can make 100 entrepreneurs. It's not difficult. I remember my own days when I was a student, when I appeared for my MA Economics Viva. Those days, and probably these days, things may not have changed. Examiners would try to find out what you do not know and not what you are required to know. The question posed to me was, which I had not studied at all, probably none of my classmates would have studied, was to define salesmanship.
India is a slowly but steadily gaining momentum as one of the largest and fastest growing economies in the world, thanks to the priority accorded to private enterprise since the 1991 liberalization.
I didn't know what to say. I just rattled out whatever came to my mind and said, salesmanship is transfer of conviction by the seller to the buyer. Wrong. But I think that is salesmanship all about. That's what I did when I started my business. I transferred my conviction as a seller to all my buyers. Therefore, my dear friends, I see all of you overflowing with a conviction that not 100, as Gerard D'Souza said, 200 or more entrepreneurs can be created provided we as established entrepreneurs are overflowing with the conviction that is being transferred. We need your help, and I'm sure we will be able to achieve what we want to achieve.
Rachana, formed in 1999, is the Mangalorean Catholic Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Mangalore. Its objectives are to represent, develop, educate, honor, award, and promote the interests of Catholic entrepreneurs, professionals, and agriculturists hailing from Mangalore spread all over the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's you who have brought smiles on the faces of Organizing Committee Magnet 2014. World Convention was just the dream of our Rachana President, Mr. Ivan D'Souza. His timely thoughts and vision has been well supported and reached to the shore of success by our eminent team of Organizing Committee members, Sierra Rodriguez, Ilaria D'Souza, Brian Fernandez, Roy Castellino, Captain John Prasad Meneges, Dr. Errol Pinto, Gilbert D'Souza, Ronald Gomes, Stanley Alvarez, William Rebello, Rohan Montero, Titus Norona, Louis Pinto, Eric Oserio, Austin Petravo, Daya Victor, Ninette Tellis, Ujjwal D'Souza, and Dr. Derek Globo. A big thanks to all of them.